everyone. Welcome back to this podcast, the place where we dive into real conversation that matters. I'm your host, Dennis Wafula, and today we are digging into a skill that often gets overlooked, but it is absolutely essential. Not just hearing, but really listening. And joining me today is someone who knows the value of listening inside and outside. Wendy Nelima, a thoughtful communicator and someone who is deeply passionate about helping others connect better. Wendy, welcome to the show.
Thanks so much for having me. Thanks so much for having me, Dennis. I'm excited to be here and talk about this super important topic.
Now let's start with the basics. In your experience, why do you think listening is so underrated but so critical in our daily lives, whether in relationships, work, or just everyday interactions?
Listening is the foundation of connection. It's how we build trust, how we truly understand people. But in today's world, whether everyone is rushing to speak or respond, listening often gets lost.
That is true. It is like we hear words, but we don't always absorb them. And yet, when someone really listens to you, you feel it. It is like a superpower.
Absolutely. In my experience, whether it's within teams at work, families at home, or close friendship, the quality of listening often makes all the difference. When people truly listen, misunderstanding reduce, trust builds, and relationship becomes stronger. It's amazing how just being heard can transform the dynamic completely.
For people listening right now, how can they tell if they are actually a good listener or just someone who waits for their turn to talk?
A good listener shows it through both verbal and nonverbal cues. They maintain eye contact, which shows they are focused. They ask thoughtful follow-up questions to clarify and dig deeper instead of just moving on. They withhold judgment and avoid interrupting, creating a safe space for the speaker. Their body language is open and attentive, leaning in slightly, nodding, all signs they are truly present.
And what are some common bad habits we fall into when it comes to listening?
There are quite a few. One is interrupting or finishing someone's sentence, which cuts off their train of thought and shows impatience. Another is constantly checking your phone or looking around, which signals disinterest. Many people zone out mentally thinking about their response rather than listening to understand. And there is the habit of always steering the conversation back to themselves instead of really focusing on the other person.
Now, let us make this actionable. What are 2 or 3 things someone could do today to become a better listener?
Sure. First, practice the pause. Before you respond, take a brief moment to fully absorb what was said. It shows respect and gives you time to think. Second, try reflective listening. Paraphrase what the other person said in your own words. Like, what I hear you saying is this not only confirms you understood but also makes the speaker feel heard. Third, remove distraction. Put your phone away and focus on the person in front of you. Being fully present is key to good listening.
I love that. It is simple but powerful, especially that pause. Gives space for thought and shows the respect. Let us talk real life. Maybe give us an example where listening changed the outcome of situation, either from your experience or someone you have coached.
Definitely. I once worked with a team that was struggling with communication breakdown and low morale. When we introduced intentional listening practices, like really encouraging team members to listen without interrupting and to validate each other's concerns. The atmosphere shifted. People felt safe to share openly, and conflicts were resolved much faster. The team became more collaborative and productive, all because they learned to listen better. It was a clear example of how active listening can transform relationships and outcomes.
That is so powerful. Just goes to show listening isn't passive, it is an active skill. Now, my guest, where do people find you so that they can have such conversation?
They can find me on Facebook as Wendy Nelima and also on Instagram as Wendy Ann. Thank you.
Wendy, this was such a valuable conversation. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Dennis. Always a pleasure.
To everyone listening or watching, if there is one thing you take away from this episode, it is this: listening is just about being quiet. It is about being present.